Oxford always pretends nothing happened. The files on Thomas Averill were quietly closed. His name never made it into the alumni roll. Dr. Hester Blackwell was on sabbatical indefinitely. The bell, a superstition, a tale for freshers, like the college deer knowing when exams begin. But the silence was a lie, because something had changed. The tower no longer just loomed. It watched, and each June, when the light hangs strange in the evenings, someone dreams of the bell. It started with Naomi Verity, a postgrad in medieval musicology. She arrived in Oxford for a one-year placement, bright-eyed, careful, rational, a scholar of chants and cathedral acoustics. She didn't believe in ghosts, until she began dreaming of a corridor that didn't exist, stone-lined, endless, with a bell tolling just once, always just ahead, never visible. The sound filled her with both awe and shame, a terrible certainty that she had forgotten something sacred. She brushed it off, until she found a piece of music in the old library, unlabeled, handwritten, and bound in oxblood leather. The notation was ancient, not Gregorian, older, angular marks too sharp to be sung. At the top, in faded ink, Cantus age voce mortuorum, which translates to Song for the Voice of the Buried. She laughed. A joke, surely. Then she turned the page and found her own name written in the margin. Naomi began hearing whispers in old recordings she digitized. At first, background noise, then breath, then language. Your voice is tuned. You are a vessel. Sing, and the stone will open. She tried deleting the files. They returned. She stopped sleeping. Her vocal cords became strained without cause. Her dreams deepened until she stood not just near the bell, but beneath it. And Thomas Averill was waiting there. His face was half in shadow. His eyes were wrong, not glowing, not dead, listening as if her mind were a hymn he had waited years to hear. He held a rope that vanished into darkness and said, "You've already heard it ring. You just haven't remembered." On the 24th of May, the anniversary of the first toll, Naomi vanished for 22 hours. She was found the next morning in the chapel, standing barefoot at the altar, mouth red from singing, hands covered in chalk. On the floor, traced perfectly, were the 7 concentric circles that had once been found in the tower. When asked what happened, she said, "I was inside the bell." Something followed Naomi back from the dream. People began to report seeing a figure in black robes walking the cloisters late at night. Not unusual for Oxford, but those who saw him said his feet never touched the ground. One porter resigned after reviewing CCTV footage and finding a man standing in the sealed bell chamber at 3:33 a.m., visible only on infrared. A fellow in theology, overcome with dread after a dream of fire and stone, attempted to burn Naomi's discovered manuscript. The flames turned green. The manuscript remained intact, etched into its cover, newly visible, Custas Campani, the Bellkeeper. A phenomenon began to spread. Entire wings of the college would fall silent for minutes at a time. Footsteps made no echo. Birds would not sing near the tower. Phones would not ring. Even the chapel bells paused, without fault or signal. And during those silences, several students reported hearing the buried. A girl from St. Hilda's transferred after waking with a stone in her hand and dirt beneath her fingernails. She claimed the Bellkeeper had spoken to her. "There are voices beneath the city. We built over their mouths." Naomi left Oxford in the final week of Trinity term. Her final note found on Blackwell's old desk, read, "There are 7 bells. Ours is the first. If it rings again, it will not be calling just one." Since then, a silence persists in Magdalen that feels like a held breath. The tower is monitored but never entered. The seal is replaced every year, no one knows by whom. And yet, each May, the same pattern begins again. A dreamer, a hum in the stone, a voice in an old recording, a name whispered from beneath. And somewhere, always unseen but increasingly close, the bellkeeper waits. Because the bell does not toll randomly. It tolls when someone has remembered. It tolls when someone sings the right note. It tolls when the earth stirs and the past begins to wake.